Howdy YouTube, just out here catching what's left of the sun today. We're looking at the Toledo, Ohio skyline again. Nice place right here. You got the river right in front of us and you see the tree line. Fifth Third building to the right. You have like Seagate Center's the far one all the way over there to the left. There's our blazing sun. Let's turn it back down. Everything's pretty hazy though. I don't see a lot of chems today, but man, it just seems like there's a haze in the air that you just can't explain. Just insanity. Like I said, it's still not a clear sunset. This looks like a big glowing ball. Nothing clear, nothing defined. You're gonna just watch it go down tonight. I don't see anything other too spectacular. And the moon looks really cool. Got one of those, call it like a daytime moon as they call it. I've seen it up there since I went jet skiing. It was around 3 o'clock and it's been up there since then. We'll stroll around real quick and I'll show it to you. Sorry, I don't have my normal enthusiasm today. I'm just whooped. There is your moon. I do apologize. That's as close as an iPhone will zoom up on it. Wish I could afford that high dollar Nikon or a high dollar Canon, but that's not going to happen for a while. I'd rather buy a jet ski before I buy a camera. That new Moto Z looked pretty cool. There we go. We'll go back to the sun. It is gorgeous out here today. Toledo's kind of turning to shit, you can kind of say. Don't let anything fool you where they say the economy's getting better and everything's going up. Everything that's being built to make everything better is just an increase in taxes and then more government funding where they're just printing money off and printing money off and printing money off. All this land right in front of me that you see, I'll pan past all this. All this, we call this the road to nowhere because it goes nowhere but to a museum, a nautical museum. And it's been like this for about 6 years now. And Toledo finally got a grant where they're going to start revitalizing this, putting stores and restaurants and such and investors. And it's just a joke. It's all just government funded. And the money's coming from just basically thin air. And they're just going to start building shit. And hopefully the people come. You build it, they will come. That's the motto. And I've seen them build a lot of stuff and no one's come. You know, it lets you know anything about inflation around here. I moved to Toledo 15 years ago, bought my house 13 years ago, just bought another new house, still in Toledo, but it's right on the edge of the Michigan-Ohio border. And I wish I could have got just on the other side, but one side of the house you're looking at the river, you're looking at $150,000 houses, but the side of the river I wanted to live on, you're looking at $500,000-$600,000 houses. A little bit out of my price reach. You know, I'm happy, got a boat, got a couple jet skis, got a brand new car, just bought a house, selling the other one. You know, things aren't bad for us, but they're not like some people. And even though I have that, I still live check to check. Just want my toys. I want to be able to enjoy my life some before everything comes to a halt. See our sun's moving on us. I'll walk over here more so you can see it. Zoom back up on it for you. Yeah, ignore the little ball floating around. That's just lens flare. Bring the tint down or the light down a bit. iPhone has a cool feature. You just tap where the sun's at and it adjusts for you. Beautiful sunset though. But as you can see, nothing on any horizon in a 360-degree view. Every horizon is covered with a haze. All the way around, there's a haze. 360 degrees, there's a haze, or horizon clouds, we might as well just start calling them, because they're always there. You're never going to do anything about it. I think they've just gotten the chemicals well enough. They sprayed so many that we're never going to see the super deep, dark blue sky unless you're out over the ocean. The only reason you see it there, it's because they don't care. There's not enough people out there to see it, report it, say anything. They do see a little glimpse of something. They're not, it's almost unspoken. Some people do know about it. You know, there's aircraft pilots, military pilots, the people who load the chem planes. There's a lot of people that have, you know, a lot better clue and knowledge and information than what we have. But they're not going to divulge it. It's just kind of taboo. You don't give up that information. I was saying the one time, my friend's that private pilot, and I asked him what the difference was, just acting stupid. What's the difference between a jet in the sky that's leaving a 2-3 inch trail behind it to your perspective to one that's leaving a 300-mile trail? And the first thing out of his mouth, he goes, they're spraying chemicals. And I'm like, well, how do you know that? And he goes, I've been in one of the hangars before talking to the guys as he was putting it on one of the jets. So as far as I'm concerned, that's just about as much proof as one of my best friends that his mommy and daddy have a little bit of money and have a couple private planes. You know, nothing big. Just one single, one twin prop. And, you know, max altitude, he says on the one's about 10,000 feet pushing it, and the other one's about 7. But that's high enough, and he's been at some of the larger airports just going on vacation, setting up flight plans and things like that, that he's been at those places. And I believe him, because it just came out like it was matter of fact when I was talking to him. He goes, most of them people will tell you what's going on if you talk to them, but they won't let you ever put it on tape in any way, shape, or form. You know, so like I said, it's taboo. They do it. You can find out about it. But unless you can actually bring that person that's doing it to the unbelievers and make them tell them, and you're not, because you don't do it yourself, they're not going to believe you. You know, Harvard videos, legislation, laws and regulations, and all governing it. And people still don't believe it. You know, they got close-up videos of the planes doing it. Still don't believe you. See, they're dropping a few. If you look right above the sun, you can see where they've dropped one. That's a nice little trail. But just yesterday, I mean, they from, let's say, 1 o'clock in the afternoon was pretty nice. And then the trails came and came and came and came until it got to the point that the entire sky, 360-degree view around, was just a complete like sheet of white. You know, a little break here and there, but they pretty much whited out the entire sky yesterday. It was just horrible. Like this beautiful sunset. There's a breeze. It's running about 80 degrees out, 60% humidity, about a 5 mile an hour wind going by right now. There's nothing extreme. Was out on the lake earlier, and waves 0 to 1 feet. It was like glass out there. You go anywhere you want. Didn't have to worry about it. The other day we were out there in some 10-footers on our jet skis, and I've never been so high up in the air in my life jumping off those. It was a blast. A little terrifying at times, but an absolute blast. You know, the sun's getting there. She's taking her sweet old time going down today. Got some people walking by. Like I said, just gorgeous out. Oh yeah. Yeah, you gotta love Toledo. I live right on the Michigan line now. We're just about 3 days away from totally being out of this hellhole. Yeah, you too.
I regret ever coming back up except for my wife, Georgia.
That's about the same here. See, even other people around here. Even that guy says he regrets coming back to Toledo from Georgia. The only good thing was his wife is here. That's it. He says he hates the city too. See, normal everyday folks. Just walking. Can't stand this place any more than I can. Why do you think I moved? Yeah, I've done a couple videos on the public pools where I'll go by, and a day like today I went by, it was amazing. There was 9 kids in the pool. 9 kids. It costs $400,000 for them pools to open up for 6 weeks, from noon to 6, closed 1 day a week. And if the temperature's below like 78, they don't open them. If there's any chance of rain or thunderstorms, they don't open them. A lot of times you'll go by a video where it was, I believe it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 85 degrees, 70% humidity, and the only people were there with a couple lifeguards sitting at a table eating and drinking. So to me, that money's just thrown down the toilet to open them pools so the 0.01% of Toledo kids can use them. Last year, what made me really start bringing that up is I went by and I saw a family of like 8 or 10, and all they were doing was sitting there. They even brought their own barbecue out and set it just right next to the poolside. So my taxes are paying for, you know, some family to have their own private Olympic-sized pool there that they can have their barbecues at. Yeah, I don't think so. That's got to stop. And no offense to anybody out there if you're from like the poorer side or something, but that's what happens when you end up having a really good mayor who dies of a heart attack, and then you have a ghetto mayor, I call her, where she just got appointed because of, I hate to say it, her race and where she came from and her background. She doesn't have any clue about government. They just gave her a seat because I think no one was running against that seat at the time. And then when he passed away, she was the next one up. Guess who becomes the mayor? And Mayor Collins wasn't going to open those pools last year. Or this year. But he had a heart attack, and amazingly, as soon as that mayor's gone, this mayor digs up all the money and opens up the pools again. I just think they should either sell them to somebody and let them be privately funded, or just fill them in and make a basketball court out of them. Basketball court's always packed. There's always kids playing, adults playing, people cooking out at the parks and that at the barbecues, but the pool's empty. And when I was a kid, you could walk across the heads because the pool was so full you didn't even want to get in it. It was just, there was no water left in it. It was just people standing there. People would rather just sit inside in their air conditioning and enjoy their Xboxes. And that's why everything's just going over people's heads. Let's stare at our cell phones. Let's stare at the Xbox. Let's watch movies. You know, we got these cracked Fire Sticks so we can watch anything we want whenever we want. Nope, that's going to be a ploy. Everybody's going to buy them freaking Fire Sticks, and then when everybody in the planet's got one, they're going to smoke them because everybody's got them cracked, and then you're going to have to go out and buy new ones. I've only seen it cycle through that with about 8 different pieces of television technology where you'll get it all out and you'll find a way to hack it or reprogram it or get it to where you can watch anything like satellites, and they'll find a way to scramble it, fry your system, do something to change it so your hack won't work anymore. Well, there you are, folks. That's the end of the sun. I'm going to be about done with this video. Sorry about the rant. Just fed up with Toledo, the people around here, the ghetto, no morals, no background. They just feel it's right just to screw everybody over, live the way they want, leave their trash in the street, in the yard, drive cars that leave, you know, a quart of oil in front of your house every day. Dogs shitting in your front yard, kids throwing their toys and trash in your yard. You know, they're coming and getting things out of your yard like your shovels and that out of your shed. Well, I didn't think you would mind. No. You know, where I live right now is if you left your garage door open, come back a couple hours later, everything in your garage would be gone. Now where I live, I accidentally left it open. The neighbor comes over and shuts it and calls you and tells you shut your garage door. That's so much better. Well, my YouTube friends and believers, I'm going to be done with this video. You enjoy your night, get a good night's sleep, and I'll be coming back to you shortly. Be prepared, my friends.